All right. Yeah, I didn't get up this morning because freaking yesterday. That and I slept through my alarm. Anyway, yesterday was a total train wreck. Total train wreck. I got up. I think I had something on my calendar that morning. Anyway, where I don't even know where to start. So, let's start with hardware hacking. So, a couple years ago, my wife decided she wanted to build Pinewood Derby track. If you're not familiar with Pinewood Derby, it is a thing for Cub Scouts. If you're familiar with scouting, kids ages 8 to 10. Anyway, so they make little pine cars. They paint them and put wheels on them and all that stuff. And then they race them down a track. And so we built the track. And so you put the cars at the top and they go, down the track, which is fun. Anyway, so she said that she wanted to build it with her dad, and I wanted to build it with her dad. And then she goes out of her way to rent it out, and I wind up going to set it up. Anyway, last time we rented it out, which was almost a year ago, I think, she had it at the back of the truck. She says that I told her that it would be fine not strapped down, and I probably did. But anyway, part of it fell out of the back of the truck. And so I had to fix it, and she had rented it out for last night. And the issue is just that I've had so many other things going on, with the software and everything else, that I didn't have time to work on it. And so yesterday things kind of came to a head, and so I started working on it. And it took all freaking day. And then the other thing is, so I first of all, I went to Salt Lake City. It was a 45-minute drive to get a $2 part, right, to fix the dang thing. And then I got it all together and got it working. And now when you push the button, the gate opens and the timer starts at the same time, which was one of the issues that we had before. Anyway, so got that all together just in time to and then the other thing that happened was my laptop died, and I was doing a presentation last night, and it had all of the information for that presentation. So all my notes, everything, sample code. I hadn't made a copy of it. I hadn't pushed it to Git or anything. So that was a disaster. So anyway, so I took it to the local Mac shop so that they could look at it as MacBook Pro. And they said, oh yeah, well, and they did all the tricks to try and get it to turn on because it wouldn't power up. You hit the power button, nothing happened. And I went through a couple of knowledge base articles from Apple and forums and everything and tried everything they told me to try, and it just wouldn't boot up. So I took it into them. They did all the same stuff right in front of me. And I'm like, I just looked at them. I said, I tried all this, but, if it works for you, I'm happy to have it work for you. No luck. Well, we can run diagnostics on it and get back to you. Well, how long will that take? Because I have to do a presentation tonight. Well, 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. It ain't going to happen. The other thing is I've had the thing for 3 or 4 years, and I was kind of due to replace it. It worked fine, but I'd been thinking for a while that, it might be about time to replace it. So anyway, so I called my wife. I don't think she was thrilled that I was going to spend a couple $1,000s on a new laptop, but I got a new laptop. Oh, I got my iPad sitting on top of it. Anyway, I got a 15-inch now instead of a 13-inch, and it's got the touchpad stripe thingy on it. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. So yeah. So I can actually, has the Touch ID to log in. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure how excited I am about all the new features in it. I'll probably do a review on it later once I've used it for a little bit. The Touch ID is nice. I don't know. I just I'm not convinced that I needed a new laptop right away, except that the other one died, and so I needed a new laptop. So anyway, so I got it. I'm a little excited about some of the possibilities, and anyway. But it's something that I need to have, especially since I'm going to be doing some traveling here over the next couple months. So anyway, so I picked up the new laptop and came home and finished working on the stupid Pinewood Derby track. And I kept running into problems getting it to work. But I finally got it all together. And then and I got it working just in time to come upstairs and do a podcast interview that I had lined up. That got over. I had a little bit of time to post the agenda for the board meeting tonight for the school. The board meeting's tonight. The agenda has to be posted 24 hours beforehand due to the open meeting laws in Utah. Anyway, so I got that done. And then I had to go set up the track. Got over to the church where they're holding the Pinewood Derby, and there were a whole bunch of girls in the gym. And so I'm just like, okay, so am I in the right place? Yes, I was in the right place. And those girls didn't have the church scheduled, and so there was a whole hullabaloo around that. Mostly the Cub Master for that pack just kind of waited them out because they were going to be out of there before everything needed to be set up anyway. So I got the Pinewood Derby track set up. I got it running. Everything was working. I pushed the button. The gate opens, all that stuff, right? So it got done. The problem is that I still had that presentation, and I had no time to recover any of the information I needed for it. And my laptop was still in the box, right? So I get home a half hour before I've got to be in Salt Lake, well, Sandy, if you know Salt Lake at all, for this presentation. So I got up there, turned the thing on. I had done all the Apple setup stuff before that, so I had pulled it out, done the agenda, and then basically put it back away. So I didn't have any development tools or anything installed on it. So basically, I sat there and watched Yarn install while somebody else was presenting on Ruby hashes. So that kind of worked out, and I had enough so that I could show people what to do with Webpacker and Rails. But it wasn't as wow a presentation as I had prepared for Monday. But anyway, so then I came home and I just collapsed. I just went to bed. I was done, completely done. So yeah, so yesterday sucked. And I've been complaining on this dealio now for what, 10 minutes? Anyway, the thing that's interesting about it is that now I'm looking at all the stuff that I didn't get done yesterday. I missed both Ruby Rogues and JavaScript Jabber. And nothing worked out. Nothing went well. Eric and Dave recorded Ruby Rogues without me, and that was fine. JavaScript Jabber just didn't get recorded. I mean, it was just that's kind of where we ended up. And yeah, so anyway, so today I'm just trying to get everything together. And one other thing was that the podcast editor needed the recording for one of my sponsors to get the episode out. And I was going to get it to him yesterday so he could just sneak it into the feed. That didn't happen either. So those are going out today. He actually wanted to do a call to make sure that everything was okay, which I appreciated. But anyway, so I'm looking at it and I'm just like, part of me is just like super frustrated. I mean, I'm exhausted. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. And then, I start thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? Some of these things are things that I can solve now. These are things that I can handle right now. And so I'm jumping in with both feet and we're going to do it. We're going to nail it. We're going to get it done. So, we're going to hammer it out. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm making a list of the stuff that I need to take care of, and then we are just going to knock them out one at a time. I don't have a topic for Adventures in Angular today, and I honestly don't know what we're going to talk about. But we'll get through it. And yeah, I'll start inviting people out to the podcasts, start getting things together for a lot of that stuff. And you know what? It'll be fine. We'll get there. We'll be fine. But, I don't know. I guess I'm just not the kind of person to wallow in the self-pity of yesterday sucked. Monday was great because I, had the conference and that went well. But yeah, just handling one thing at a time. And so I just need to prioritize it and figure it out. I'm a little bit frustrated too that I don't have everything together quite the way that I want for the podcast sponsorship system that I've been building. Incidentally, if you go to podwrench.com/podcasts, you can see the shows that I'm adding in. But yeah, just getting all that stuff together and figuring all that out. But yeah, just one thing at a time. So yeah, I'm going to jump off this. I'm probably going to go have a shower and then make that list and then just get crap done because that's what I need. Yes, the board meeting tonight's going to cut into my time some. Adventures in Angular isn't necessarily at an ideal time for me to get this other stuff done, but we need to record an episode, so we'll get an episode recorded, and yeah, we'll nail it. We'll get her done. So anyway, yeah, some days stuff sucks, and you just have to deal with it. You just have to get through it, and yesterday was one of those days. So we'll get her done, and yeah, we'll kind of go ahead from there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to get a bunch of crap done. And yeah, I guess I just needed to do myself a little whining fest, and then a little bit of a pep talk, and yeah, I'm ready to go back to it. So, let's get it done. All right, I will sign off, and we will talk later.